One of us. One of us.
Hey,
One of us. One
hey,
of us.
how's it going out there? It's once again game night. This time we're doing Cypher System. And we have the usual suspects with us. We've got Spencer on the top.
Yo, yo. Howdy.
And Gordo also on the top.
Everybody.
And of course we got Josh on the lower half with me.
Hello. Hello.
I like the view from up here, man. Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, we had to go through a little bit of, because we are trying to keep our heads into the game as in role play. We just went over some of the aspects of using the interface here with Fantasy Grounds. And hopefully this will all work out because it's a little different than Traveler. So it should be pretty standard. I have this open for everybody to watch if you are out there watching how this game proceeds and what the main mechanic behind all this is. It's the task difficulty. And just to let everybody kind of see how this mechanic works in the background. I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to query it in the comments. I won't be actually watching much going on in the chat. I'll see that chat is revolving and people are saying stuff, and that's cool. But right now our heads are in the game, so we will proceed as follows. We are 200 years in the past. Merlin, you and Grigory. Grigory is your helper, your manservant. He helps you in all your aiding you along in your endeavors. Of course, you have this little bit of a vendetta against the Amber Hand. And our job is going to be tackling them tonight. Master, ahead of us.
Get ready to attack.
Is a cemetery. Down below, the Amber Hand has gathered.
Well, we're going to crash the party.
How do you wish to proceed, Master?
I'm gonna go through their walls like they didn't even know I was there.
Hold it, Master. You do not know the thicknesses of the walls. The powers, they are new to you. You do not know what you are capable of yet.
I must experiment, Grigor.
Okay.
Must.
But watch yourself.
I have you by my side. Hold my stuff. The only thing I have with me.
Thank you, Master. I enjoy holding your stuff. But we must proceed carefully. No kidding around. This is dangerous.
Then what do you think we should do?
I think proceed carefully down the stairs. There are no guards. I've made sure.
Then we will
case
try.
This out. You wish to follow behind me?
There's no. I'm right behind you.
Okay. Grigory moves on, slinking along in the shadows, behind tombstones, lingering along in the darkness. He beckons you along. Master, come, quick.
I am coming.
He moves further on, over towards the entryway of this large mausoleum. He looks at the gates. They are wide open. He kind of moves along the side of the gate, careful not to go ahead and cause it to creak any further. It is lit down below as the stairs descend.
You must stay.
He starts
Silent.
going down the stairs. You can hear what appears sound like chanting in the distance, kind of echoing through the halls.
We're getting closer, 𝐷𝐒𝐅. Why don't we peek through the walls and see if we can see?
Give you a little bit of a retrospective. And yeah, you basically see a lit hallway kind of like that with all kinds of weird looking visages within the alcoves. And you hear a gong. You hear this weird chanting going on.
I'm eager to see what my enemy looks like up front, 𝐷𝐒𝐅.
Let's proceed
Are we
ahead.
close?
He starts moving down the hallway further and further. You see his head kind of poke out, and then he goes into the alcoves further, keeps on descending down the hallway even more. You see his hand beckon you.
I'm moving closer to you.
Going down a little bit further, you see a group of men in amber robes. They have weird kind of squiggles and markings on them. They appear to be just kind of together in their robed forms, looking down the hallways, and then they bow their heads and they continue on chanting.
They're distracted by their enchantments.
Yeah.
I will have my revenge for Jenica.
Okay. Yeah. He waves you on. He points to one of the guards. And he points at himself. He points at the other one.
I grab a hold of the first guard.
You move in. Yeah. Go ahead and roll D20.
Oh boy, that was fun.
Tell me what you wish to do.
Break his neck.
Basically twist the guy. He makes barely a sound. Grigory whips out a dart, and the thing goes boop, into the forehead of this, the robe, and the guy starts twitching and goes down. Very good, master. Your skills, they're being honed by the darkness. Come, let's go further.
I can feel myself getting stronger as we move.
You start moving along further, and suddenly behind you, you hear some movement.
I whip around and I see what that sound is coming from.
You see what appears to be an ensemble of more of these robed men, and they seem to be getting closer and closer. They seem to be using quite a bit of a haste.
We gotta hide, 𝐷𝐒𝐅.
𝐆𝐎𝐃𝐅𝐄𝐊.
Put on these robes. Hide the bodies. Put on the robes.
We're not going to be able to do it in time, master. He tries to put on a robe. He's small. He's only a gnome. These robes, they are too unwieldy.
Damn it, 𝐷𝐒𝐅. I flip the robe on him.
Okay.
Hide.
He tries
And
to
I
hide.
put the robe on myself.
Okay. And you do hear some more commotion coming from where you were heading.
They're coming towards us too.
They have us surrounded. You hear them coming closer and closer and closer.
Gotta hide in a wall or something. I'm too weak to take on all of them at once.
Yeah, it appears to be approximately 3 of them coming down the hallway from behind you, and 2 of them coming from where you were heading towards.
I charged the 2 in front of me.
Okay. You make a lunge. Go ahead and roll d20. You may describe how you proceed with those 2.
I knocked down the first one, and I basically rebound myself and take down the other one at the same time.
And there's blood everywhere. Basically a sploosh of gore from your attack.
𝐷𝐒𝐅, run towards where I'm going.
Yeah, he's like gets off the robes. The 3 that are behind kind of like look and kind of focus in, and you see them pull out these like blades and they start moving in. And you continue down the hallway with 𝐷𝐒𝐅, and you enter into what seems to be a larger corridor, and you notice that there are basically about a half dozen of these robed minions around here. You've just walked in upon, and they turn and kind of glare at you.
I stand my ground, and I'm like, which one of you took out my love, my Janica?
They just start.
Which one of you is in charge of this?
They start pulling weapons, and 𝐷𝐒𝐅 goes, "Oh, master, wait!" He goes ahead and does a little sign before you, and you feel like some sort of energy start enveloping you on your hands.
What is happening to me, 𝐷𝐒𝐅?
Don't worry, enchantment. You see that these robed ones start ascending on you.
I start charging towards them.
Okay. You clash. Go ahead and roll. This will be a demanding task. Nice one. You end up, you're rolling quite well.
First time for everything.
Go ahead and describe.
I just use my speed, and I take out each one of them with my bare hands.
Okay, you end up incapacitating 2 of them. The rest of them charge in. Go ahead and roll for a defense. It'll be difficult because there are more of them in here.
So a might defense?
You can use a speed defense if you wish.
Oops.
Not bad. You avoid their slashes. They attack some more. But what are you going to do? Here I am asking, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna keep using my speed as my friend and keep trying to
roll
pick off every one of them.
roll again. It is continually difficult. Nice. I can't believe the rolls you're getting here. It's just crazy. Okay.
Because I mean business. This is revenge.
So you end up taking out another 2 of them. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 left. And the 2 attack from behind, which once again is a difficult task. Roll for your defense. Just amazing. Now, you also notice as soon as you're dispatching of these other 2, this other, from the other end of the room, you notice that there is a corridor that leads off from it. And there is one main guy that comes through, and he seems to be holding some sort of a weird looking staff.
You're mine. And I'm gonna bolt towards this guy.
Okay. This one is a challenging.
So just roll a d20 then?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, roll your defense. Same thing. And you feel the force from the staff as it ignites, and you feel yourself being repelled and pushed. And you feel yourself getting closer and closer to what looks to be an open sarcophagus on one side of the room.
I need to get out of here. I need to get out of this. 𝐃𝐅𝐎𝐃𝐅, what do I do?
𝐃𝐅𝐎𝐃𝐅 goes, "I'm sorry, master. I have betrayed you." And you see him kind of skulk away as the other 2 ascend on you as well, trying to guide you into the sarcophagus with their bodies as well.
I'm gonna use my might to try and fight back.
Okay, go ahead. This will be intimidating.
Okay, so I'm gonna use effort for it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll.
Makes it challenging, and it just don't quite make it. They end up closing the sarcophagus on you.
I'm beating on the box, trying to fight my way out of it.
Bam, 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 bam. You hear Grigori, "I'm sorry, master. I had no choice. Sorry."
Why?
Soon enough, your arms get tired of pounding onto the sarcophagus innards.
I need to think on how to get out of here. I'm gonna use my fists and kicks to see if I can force my way out.
Once again, you keep on hammering away. Bam, 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 bam. Soon enough, your arms tire, your legs tire. You feel the need for blood.
I'm getting thirsty. Is there anything in the sarcophagus with me?
You're just in darkness, utter darkness. You feel the wall of the sarcophagus is like merely like 8 inches away from you.
I need blood. I bite my own arm. Something.
Yeah, you'd tear into your flesh, and that is about it.
Ah. Think, you idiot. Think. Gonna try and phase through the sarcophagus.
You go ahead and concentrate, and all of a sudden you notice that the magical endowment that you have been given from Grigory starts enabling, and you feel your arms lock fast. You're unable to phase.
You tricked me from the beginning.
Soon enough, you start to feel weaker and weaker. You think hours have gone by, days, maybe even weeks. Soon enough, you start to feel your flesh start to become hardened, and you really start to slow down. Your movement seems to be like taking forever. Every time you decide to think or do something, your body just doesn't deliver. Soon enough, you start to kind of fall asleep.
Curse this world.
Then you start to dream. Dream of strange things. Dream of people in yellow robes. Dream of Jenica, as if she was alive again. And then you just stop dreaming. "200 years go by, and we have Magnus, the dwarf, and we have November, the elf, along with Grigory. And it is time for us to go ahead and converge and find the 5 names of the gods. Ahead, I know of one person that knows the name of one of the missing gods. Unfortunately, I betrayed him long, long ago. I'm here to offer my services to you folks, to take you to the place of where I had last left him.
Yes, betrayal. Betrayal can be a terrible business. What manner of betrayal did you engage in, good sir?
My master, he had become one of the nocturnal, and I thought it would be better if he was neutralized. However, when we went up against the ones of the Amber Hand, we did not realize what they would do in the future. Now there are no humans at all. They have all turned into things unnatural. the last of the humans. The one I betrayed is almost not a human anymore. He is nocturnal, but he may be the one that may save us all in the end. In this land, all we have left are us gnomes, dwarves, and the elves. What's left? And there are horrible wars going on all over the place as the things that are coming from the nether reaches of the lands. I think they were once human. They are all turned into the weirdness that come across the lands and try to destroy us all in their large armies of the yellow. The ones that are the whisperers of the words, the name Hastur.
That is a fell name. I have fought some of these humans before, these turned ones. I can say that the world is probably better without them around. The remaining races are far higher quality, except for the elves, of course. Present company accepted. I'm sorry, November. But the dwarves and gnomes, such as yourself, well, they always had the most honor, of course. But if you say this one that was betrayed could help us, then I will see the mission accomplished. My long life, I have continuously fought on the stairs of Elendil with the lords of the Neverwinter. I've fought side by side, and I'm sorry, what was I saying?
Oh, boy.
Yes. Well, no matter. Anyway, yes, a quest is certainly. Don't let my age fool you. I'm quite spry. I will undertake this quest with you.
Oh, how old are you, by the way?
Well, that's a good question. Well, I was a young lad of 80 when I did my first mission. Of course, my second cousin on my mother's side, well, she accompanied me on a mission sometime later. I believe I was maybe 115.
Ooh.
And yes, well, I guess I'm not quite sure.
How long do dwarves live? This puzzles
long.
As long as me, of course.
So, I'm and of the elves, how long do you live for?
Longer than all of you put together.
Curious.
Now, what should I help you?
I am only like 300 years old, so just a youngling, I guess. But we must hurry. My former master, he is buried down far down below, and I believe he has one of the names of the gods, and in fact, the very place that he is laid rest, there may be the name of one other that we may find. Together we would have all 5 names of the gods, and we could leave this place. We could take our people to different lands. It will open up the gates to the beyond.
Yes. This sounds like a worthy quest.
Very well. So we shall tarry. Do we have your blessings there, November?
As you wish.
Very well. You are
pick up a
so
book and just start
wise.
reading.
You are so wise.
Gnomes.
So, let us carry on. So everyone basically has gotten together their accoutrements, all their devices, everything that they need in order to go into this long journey. And they tarry forwards into the lands through the forests of Zath and carry forth towards the old ancient empire. This old ruined city sets out in front of you, and it looks like something that you've never seen before. Yet these are what they called the ancient dwellings of men that have lived here long ago. Long, dormant, empty. There's probably wolves, other things lingering around in the ruins in these places. But Grigory tarries on and kind of beckons you forwards, saying, "It is over into the one region here we have as a cemetery, place that they lay their dead. There is one particular mausoleum that we must go to in order to find the one that we are looking for. Merlin." He beckons you
Now,
forward.
these amber hands, do we think they're still here?
Ember hands. Ember hands could be anywhere. They are the ones that worship Hastur. Worship ungodly things. Things that live in the world itself. Things that dwell, that are insane, insidious. They are crazy, those people, those things. They're all crazy. They gather in their armies. Now they lay siege on the elven towns up north. That of which November is from. Their armies carry on, try to destroy everyone.
Yes, well, they will be no match for our party, especially carrying my trusty blade, Iron Victory. Yes, it's hard to hold it up so high anymore, but Iron Victory, the battle axe that I get many years ago, it will serve us well.
I trust you will cleave down many in the path of our victories. Let's go forth. So to continue on through parts of the ruins, you hear like scattering of giant rats and stuff in the ruins. Basically, kind of they're just doing their own thing, fighting amongst themselves, scurrying off into various locations, the darkness. And then soon enough, you come upon the remnants of a ancient cemetery, large tombstones all over the place. A large mausoleum sprouts from the center of this area, and you see the ruined gates before it, kind of mangled and twisted. It's kind of a really weird look to this whole place, kind of like it's a little twisted and a little bit kind of deranged. If you're into seeing stuff which is in straight lines and that, you're noticing that everything around here has kind of like a subtle twist and weirdness to it. He lay down yonder, down the stairs, into the catacombs, and his body lay within the last sarcophagus, which has been imbued with magic, in order for him to keep from escaping. But I know the ways to stop the magic, and so do you, November. You know the ways of magic as well. I trust if anything should happen to me, you release this man. He is good.
Betray us, and I will kill you first.
Ooh.
What an odd thing to say. I'm not sure.
Betrayed one once, so we may do
Please,
so again.
please trust me. I do not work for the Amber Hands. They have betrayed me too. I thought that they were good people, that they were going to have a way to stop what was happening to my master. But no, they only wanted him out of the way so that they could proceed with their insidious plans. My family had paid dearly for it.
Very well, but still, I am watching you.
He continues on, I will go first. And he continues over towards the ruined gate of the mausoleum. He looks down. He goes ahead and gets a torch ready, lights it, and looks behind at you. Kind of a little worried look. Takes a sigh and starts down. You see
Not
him.
so fast. Slower, please.
He stops and waits for you to approach.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Don't want to spend all my energy before the first foe makes his appearance.
I'll come up behind and just kind of push Magnus down the stairs.
Are you sure you're this great warrior that I heard about?
Oh, you have no idea. Yes, yes. Quite skilled. Trust me.
Oh, okay. There's could be some dangers down here, you know. You never know. So.
They've not met a dwarf then. They don't know what's in for them.
He beckons you further, and he continues down the corridor. Once again, you see an unlit version of what you see here. Kind of weird, kind of strange mosaics on the walls. Not quite sure whether or not they are faces or figures. They're all kind of really weird and strangely distorted looking. Soon enough, down the hall, you see that there is what looks to be a couple of like tattered remains of some clothing, and appears to be kind of lumps underneath them, possibly bodies, old and decayed, remnants of bones, gnarled and twisted, skin stretched over, just kind of in a weird contorted way that they're kind of like gnawed away after all these years. Parts of the fingers have been gnawed off, possibly from rodents and that sort of matter. Soon enough, getting past these remains, you come upon a large room that opens up, and you see that there is a statue in one of the corners, and it appears to have a like, you notice the statue itself has a face smashed right off of it, and in its hand it looks like it's holding a large kind of a scepter, spear of some form. There's a sarcophagus up against the one wall, and this is the one that Gregory approaches and puts his hand on it. He goes, Merlin lays here within. November, do you have the means of spell dissipation?
Don't believe so. I can tell that there's some sort of magic on there, but I am not sure. I have
any
Apparently
kind of
no,
hedge magic would be able to undo it.
Yeah, I can.
And with a
that.
wave, you notice that there's a kind of a shimmer that comes across the sarcophagus, and it kind of dissipates across the entire face of the carving that's on front of it. When he awakens, he may be quite hungry.
I will take a
He
step
go-
backward.
He goes ahead, starts the little gnome starts moving the sarcophagus, door.
I step forward and say, "Stand aside. This is a job for a dwarf." I bang on the sarcophagus with my battle axe. Clang, clang! Wake up in there! It's time to get awake. Can you hear me? Clang, clang!
Spencer, Marilyn kind of comes to, sensing something in the air, something you haven't smelt in so long. Red liquid, the elixir of life.
Grab the closest thing to me.
You're basically your hands kind of cling up against the side of the sarcophagus, and you notice it's starting to budge a little bit. Soon enough, Grigory wedges it open, and
I grab him by the
you
throat.
you feel a bit of light. Yeah, you latch. You see this hand come out Grigory's throat. Master!
Yeah. Why should I not drain you right now? I am very thirsty. You better say something. Good.
Sorry, I did not mean to betray you. But we need you. We need you, Master.
Who made you do this to me?
It was the upper hands. They gave me no choice. They said do their bidding and they will let my family live. But they killed them all.
I release him and I disappear. I need to
My
find something to
word!
drink.
What sort of person have you led us to?
I'm behind them with a rat in my hand. And I take a good big bite out of it.
That's not something you see every day.
Oh, Master,
No.
if you needed a little bit, I would offer it. Here, take some of my blood. It's much better than the rat. He goes
I
ahead and
charge
offers
over.
his hand.
I snatch it right away. I charge over and I grab it.
Okay.
Repentance for you.
Oh, he's not so bad, I guess. And you start
Meanwhile, I'm
draining.
just starting to draining him.
Master, I'm starting to feel a little weak. Master,
Finally
please.
let go.
Okay, thank you, Master. Thank you for letting me
You
live.
live for now.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have to tell you something. It is 200 years since you've been entombed.
What?
There are no humans no more. You are the last, I guess, human? You're the only one
Am
that's
I?
left.
Am I? Look at me and say that I'm human.
Well, you're humaner than what's out there, that's for sure.
Good.
The-
I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah, when it comes to between Amber Hands and you, well, I guess you get the upper hand, I guess.
I'll look over at the other two. You guys.
They are here. They are
And
here
what
to help.
brings you-
They are here to help me and us. We need to find the names of the 5 gods.
Yes, I don't think you would
Okay.
enjoy dwarven blood anyway, and my skin is much too tough and gnarled. But thank you for the thought. Magnus Battleheart,
What my
at your
teeth
service.
can sink into. You better watch out, my friend.
It's a disturbing thought. Magnus Battleheart, at your service.
And this is November. November. She's elven. The elves are still around. And the dwarves are still around. And a few of the gnomes are still around, of course.
If you keep
Well,
talking,
you're
one must
right
will be.
here. Greek. Of course you're around.
But Master, in order for us to escape what is happening, for us to give salvation for everyone, we must have the 5 names of the gods. And thus we can open the gates to the worlds, escape this horrible place.
Wipe the excess blood. Well, what are we doing here?
Well, we still need to find the other names. There is the one that is on your neck.
Tell me, Grieger. What does that say?
It's on the amulet on the chain.
I knew that.
It's not that one.
I was checking to see if you are aware that I'm wearing one.
Was the one that Janica, she was a worshiper of. I do
Grab
not
his throat
know the
again.
name
Do
of the
not.
god, but
Do not speak of Janica. I got your neck in my hand, boy.
Want me to roast him up a little for you?
No, I'm not going to kill him.
Okay. And I just pull out a book and walk off. Let them have their little chat.
I look at the amulet.
okay. So
Where
the
to, Grieger?
the amulet, you notice that it's got a kind of like a lamp built onto it, and it's got a little bit of a it's supposed to represent like a light burst coming from it. And on the back, it says Charlet, Lady of Peace.
Is this a statue, Grieger, that we're going for?
That is the goddess. That is her name. That is the one that we need. Charlet, Lady of Peace, yes. Along with the name of the god that you know, Magnus.
I look at Greg.
Yes, yes, gods. I knew many gods. I've worshipped my fair share. But I'm afraid the old man's memory, well, sometimes it's not what it used to be. Let's see. Trying to think of a name of a god. Oh, bother. I'm afraid I'm not much use in this area. Give me something to hit with my axe, though. And you'll see, with that, the axe erupts in a bunch of green tendrils of energy. It courses up my arms. My eyes kind of flicker, and it courses back down to the weapon. Ah! All right, what was that old coot talking about this time? And who are you people? Gosh, it feels like I've been there forever.
And I thought I was crazy. Who are you?
Stupid cursed weapon.
Who are
Now
you?
he gets out sometimes, and it takes a little jolt to get me back in charge where I belong. Now, what were you asking? I made it out briefly. What was the question you were asking?
The
Who is the god that you know?
What was that?
the god that you know. What is the name of the god that you know?
Now, the god of courage and justice. Yeah, big blow to help he is. Torgrafir.
Tographer. Okay. Okay.
Not surprised the old fool couldn't remember that.
Grigor starts writing stuff down. Trographer. Okay.
I spin the axe around. It's almost invisible. It's moving so quickly, and kind of work it out a little bit. Gosh, it's good to be out of there finally.
Charlet. Charlet is the other goddess. What is the goddess that you know, November?
Would be the goddess Selene of nature.
Athelane of nature. He ponders, he looks around, starts checking things out. He says, "This is strange. I do not recognize that statue from the last time I was here. Things have changed. But the sarcophagus is where it's supposed to be. There may have been a situation where someone had taken refuge down here. And this statue seems to be a representation of some sort of god itself."
And where would the statue of Charlie be?
The statue of
If
Charlie?
This is not.
Oh, no idea. We only have, your little symbol. Holy symbol. Mm.
Well, if this is a statue of a god, it's missing his face. Did you notice? Somebody didn't like him very much.
No. I think they were shattered before, when they were being influenced. All the humans went crazy and started wrecking their own statues, destroying their cities, causing chaos.
What about that spear it's holding? Maybe it's on there.
He shrugs.
Go grab that.
Move
Try to take
over.
the spear off the statue.
Yeah, you grab the spear, and you notice that as soon as you grab it, it suddenly kind of cracks, and you notice that this incrustation falls away from the spear. And as soon as that happens, you hear this behind the statue itself. The spear is actually an actual weapon. And you notice it feels a little strange. It's very light.
Look what we have
Pull it free of the statue.
Yep. You remove it, take it off. It basically shakes off the remnant of the crust that's on it. And you see a very elegant kind of design built onto it. It seems to be manufactured quite well. The forging done on it is quite exceptional. Seems to be some sort of, little glyphs kind of built in along the edging of it.
I'll look to see if I can decipher a name anywhere on the outside of it.
You're looking it over. Let's roll a d20. And it does not seem to, kind of indicate anything. You're kind of reading it along. As soon as you're reading it along the edge, you realize you see something kind of curve along like a reflection on the weapon itself. And
I'll look around and see what's casting the reflection.
from behind you, you see this towering, almost like a black apparition, kind of moves its way around. And then you see a second and a third, kind of floating in midair, moving around.
What did you do, Magnus?
I'm backing away, see if they're trying to come toward me or if they're just floating through.
You see basically the three of them, and then they start to combine together. Third one comes in, and it starts growing a little larger each time. See, from what looks to be almost like a humanish kind of shape coming from it, and it distorts, and you see a mouth kind of start to appear. And you start hearing some sort of weird, horrid, echoing noise come from it. And gets louder and louder. You hear it wail. And then another two come from the other way, start swimming around and starts causing some sort of a strange vortex.
Isn't there a door that just opened? You guys, I think we might want to go down that door over there and back away from these guys here.
I'm going to try to
Grieger?
see if I can attack one and see what it'll do. It'll light it on fire.
Proceed.
Roll
Okay.
D20 as well.
Roll a d20.
Alright.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
You can if you're using your weapon, you can use your weapon on there.
Yeah, I'm using a blessing of
Okay.
the gods. If it fits.
So yeah, you call upon the power of Ethelyn, and you can describe what happens there.
As I see the all the shadows kind of gathering together, I'm going to try to see if I can use the blessing of the gods. See if I can get light and see if I can light them on fire and see if it'll hurt them,
Okay.
cause them to try to separate or.
Okay, yeah, you went ahead and you scorch one of them. You see it just basically flare up and start screaming, which causes the entire apparition to break back apart again. And they start flailing around and moving around in contortions in the area.
Well, if I can, I'm going to see if I can hit another one.
Okay.
Unless anyone else wants to.
No, you spoke up.
Stand
Go
by,
for it.
are you?
That again.
And so you're just using the blessing of the gods again? Okay.
Yeah,
And
light and fire. It seems to.
once again, you shear another blast across one of these creatures, and it just basically dissipates into like a flurry of just little bits and powder and disappear. Which the other two just go and they're out of here.
Yeah. I just kind of brush my hands off and saunter through the door.
That's crazy. I come back 200 years later and I see fireworks. Good job, November. Haven't seen
Thank you, my
those
lord.
in ages.
So yes, there is a passageway that has opened up behind the statue.
I start walking down.
You disappear in behind the statue. It's rather dark, and you discern the walls. Master, maybe we should go follow him. Torch. Gregory goes ahead and
And-
follows. You
And
see
I
that
jump in front of him. Ah,
you see the light goes ahead and bears forth. You see a long corridor, of which you see pretty much more of this really kind of morbid looking corridor. And but it is sloping downwards a little further, sloping kind of at about a 30-degree angle into the earth.
oh, figure. Did we make it to the bottom yet?
You just continue on. And as you are walking along, you notice that there are kind of like what look to be like almost as you're walking along, you're noticing that these carvings in the walls in the alcoves kind of look like faces. Roll a intellect defense, please.
Or
And you will have to do a challenging. You can go ahead and use effort if you wish.
for
It's just for
All of us?
Spencer, just for Spencer and
okay.
yep, and Gregory. Okay. You
This
start
one
to
looks like
feel,
my mother.
yeah, you start to feel like some sort of sensation as the eyes are looking at you and they start glowing. And you see that their mouths are opening up one by one. And you kind of almost hear a scream coming from them, but your head, you just shake it off. Meanwhile, Grigory is like clapping onto his head and he starts going, "No, no!" He starts freaking out.
Ah. Can
In the meantime,
Get rid of
other,
this town.
Magnus and November, you hear this commotion.
Oh, I'll go in and investigate. And
Okay.
run after them, see what's going on.
Run in. Yeah, you basically see Grigory on his knees and he's like holding his ears. And you kind of see that Merlin's kind of looking at him kind of awkwardly. But as Merlin is
Oh.
is looking at him from in front of you, you see two lanky kind of strange creatures come out from the alcoves and start lumbering forth. They pull out a long weapon each, and they kind of heave themselves lumbering towards you.
I'm going to stop and put my hand up to my amulet that I have and cast ice armor.
Okay.
And then I will, once they get within range, try to attack them again.
Using
I'll use Blessing of the Gods, Sunlight and Fire again.
okay.
See if this works.
And it shears by one. It kind of buffets the attack.
Meanwhile, I'm talking to my battle axe. Why would they all go down the creepy tunnel that just opened up? Can you imagine that? You want me to go down there too? Are you crazy? What could possibly be down there? Oh, fine. All right, I'll go see if I can help. I head down the tunnel toward the others to see what's going on.
Okay, Spencer, go ahead and roll a defense. Basically, a demanding defense. Roll a d20.
D20?
Get a 9 or higher. No problem. What do you want to do for an effect on that one?
Oh,
As a
they're coming out
defense.
behind me, right?
Yep.
So I kick myself backwards and I try and take him out like this. Try and elbow them both.
Okay, you knock them kind of asunder, and which trips them up for a bit. So they're kind of entangled. You notice that these are kind of like their skin is dried and kind of these things are definitely undead. Some sort of a zombification of some long dead humans. They clatter around for a bit, giving you the upper hand if you wish to do an attack.
I'm going to do an attack. Roll a d20, I take it?
Yep. Once again, 9. And the wacko, you hit the one, and you do damage. Okay. You basically take off its arm, but it's still got another arm left to attack with. And
While he's doing that, I'll try to
November, go for it.
attack. I'll go ahead and attack the other one
Okay.
again. Try to see if I can.
And we're going to go ahead and say, yeah, you can definitely hit it with that because it was a demanding, it's been staggered to a standard. So you,
Okay, so
yeah, you shear it with the light.
Yeah, it takes 1 point of damage, and then until it's extinguished, every round it takes 1 point.
Very good. Yeah, it starts going up in flames.
I finish off the other one.
Okay. Get another attack due to their staggered state. Nice. Head basically rolls off this one.
Oh, I've been beating it with its own arm.
Okay.
So its
And
head popped off.
once again, November.
This time I'll use the bow and see if I can attack him. Or did you want me to use the?
Yeah, you
And just do it.
yeah, it sinks an arrow into it. It's
Okay.
and it actually hits the ground. That is it for those. Okay, and as you're coming in, you notice November, your senses kind of creep up. There's some sort of spell being cast here. It's been triggered.
Let's see if there's. I'm gonna see if there's any way to either disable it or maybe see if I can block it, even for just a short time, to at least allow Grigori to regain his senses.
You can figure a way. Your hedge magic should be able to manipulate it. Okay. Which you didn't need to do a roll, but it is done. Ooh. And in the meantime, Magnus shows up.
Our dear old Magnus, thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure of you trying to catch up. Miss the excitement yet, my friend?
So the corridor continues on. And up ahead, you do see it widens out to another area.
I'm going to go slowly ahead and see if I can sense any magic, or see if there's any other traps that might get set off that way.
Yeah, you're checking along as you are continuing down this hall. And as it widens out, you see that there is in front of you a remain of a cask. And there appears to be a couple of bodies in here as well. You see what looks to be the remains of some of these yellow robes, like characters that have been dispatched long, long ago. They're dead, decaying corpses, kind of, twisted in their own little areas. You also notice that there is another robed figure. However, this one is not wearing what looks to be yellow robes. This one's more of white robes, gold trim on it.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and inspect them and see how long he might have been dead and what we can find out about him.
Yeah, you're looking them over. You can probably guess probably a good 50 years or so.
Okay.
So the one robed, the one that's set apart, the one in the white robes with the gold trim, is over by the cask. It appears to be clutching something in its hand.
Okay. I will see if it's magic and then pick it up if it seems safe to do so.
You don't sense any magic coming from it, but definitely something is clutched in there. Appears to be of metal.
Okay.
Is it another necklace?
No, it's a little bigger.
Definitely pick it up and examine it.
Crank open the fingers a bit and you pull it forth. It appears to be some form of a holy symbol. However, it's one that you do not recognize, and it appears to be, doesn't have any inscriptions on it or anything. It just seems to be a kind of a totem kind of item. Appears to have just, it looks like a figure on it, but it's very kind of strange and obscure.
Okay. I will ask Merlin or Grigori if they recognize this particular, and then of course Magnus once he's caught up with us as well. If they seem to recognize this figure as well.
Grigory has no idea. I have no idea what this is. It looks to be some sort of a religious item. This one probably is a priest. These two others are maybe acolytes of the Amber Hand. Creepy, weird. Almost see that one there almost looks like he's got almost tentacles sprouting out from his hands. It's weird. It's the way they are. Strange, deformed humans now. They're not right.
Okay.
Walk
Merlin,
up.
you've ever seen anything like this? I'm gonna show him the holy symbol.
Marilyn has never seen anything like that before. You do know that it's possibly some sort of a religious totem?
Yeah. Just not sure what god it belongs to. Okay.
And of
And
course,
does
same
the
with
figure-
same with Magnus. Magnus, you do not recognize this item.
Okay. And does the figure seem like a deformed human or a different race? The cleric,
The cleric
the one in the white robe.
seems to be
Yeah.
a dead human. Doesn't
Okay.
appear to be deformed. It just, withering from, being dried out and desiccated.
Okay, but not one of the monstrous humans. Just
No, it does not appear to have any kind of weirdness to it.
okay.
You also, like I said, there is a cask here as well.
Is the lid on it?
Yep.
Well, then I open the cask.
You
Since I
proceed
walked up
to
and
pop it open. And inside, you notice that there are some interesting things. You see a couple of items. They look like scrolls. You see 2 items in there that are like a potion vials. You see a other strange looking stone. Then there are 3 other kind of like they look almost like a throwing rock, but they have some sort of weird sigils on them. And you also see another coiled piece of parchment paper.
November. You seen any of this stuff before?
I'll examine it all and see if there's anything that
Magnus,
I
are you with
recognize,
us?
any symbols or.
So,
Are we all here?
Yep, from what you discern, yep, you're all in the same area. From what you discern there, November, you see that the 2 scrolls are the scrolls of mending. The potion is the potions. The 2 potions are the same. They're the potions of Braveheart. They're used to promote an asset to combat.
Okay.
There is also the stone. The 1 stone here is and you can recognize the sigil on it. Appears to be a stone of sleep. And then the 3 throwing stones that you see, those are known as thunderstones. They create a distraction, a noise.
Okay.
Now, the ancient looking scroll has something wrapped around it. And strangely enough, it looks like it's a metal chain.
Okay. So definitely give Merlin and Magnus the Braveheart potion.
Okay,
The
I shall
stone of
scooch those
sleep.
over.
And then please, and 1 each for the thunderstones. And then we can figure out for the chain and the scrolls. Someone can just hold on to them.
You're carrying this. You're carrying the scrolls, November.
Yeah, I can carry the scrolls of mending, and then if Merlin or Magnus wants to hold on to the metal chain.
Hold on here, just throwing this into your inventory.
Magnus, you like metal.
Yes, yes, as you know, the dwarves have an affinity for metal. I'll be happy to take this item and see what I can find out.
It appears when you go ahead and pull forth on the metal or that surrounds itself around the large parchment paper, the parchment paper crumbles away. However, you are left with what looks to be a necklace. Appears to be some sort of a necklace with a glyph on there of warding.
There you go, Magnus. That will come in handy for you.
Yes, well, if no one else will use it, I'll take it. Of course, I don't need any magical assistance. My prowess is well proven, but I'll wear it just in case.
Well, I don't like to be all greedy, so I'd like to share.
Okay. Go ahead and write this one up here for you. Create an item. It's the one item that I didn't even write here in. Go. Quickly scroll that one together and there you go. It is in your inventory. Okay, the Stone of Sleep went to.
Yeah, I got the Stone of Sleep.
All right. And the Thunderstones.
There were 3 of them, so we kind of split them up, one each.
Okay.
And then the other 2 got the Braveheart, the potions.
Okay,
Well.
keep in mind some of these are ciphers. So currently everybody's okay cipher limit wise. Oh, yeah, everyone's all right. 2 ciphers each. 3. Yeah, you're the only one that could carry 3, so you're all good.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gregory goes, it's a shame about the parchment. He points it out. He goes, it's like something the size of a map.
Would I be able to try to put it back together, or is it, or I could attempt to put it back together, unless it looks like it's in too many pieces.
We wanted to look at it. There is something of yours that could possibly do that.
Yeah.
That scroll
I'm
of
going.
mending, I think it was, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'll try hedge magic first because it does the same thing, and see if I can.
Yep. Go for the hedge magic. Yep, and you make it re-knit together.
Good thinking, Grieger.
And the map that comes forth from it, you notice that it is showing a location to a temple, which appears to be about 200 miles to the east of your current location. So it shows kind of like this landmass. And it's kind of strangely drawn. There's little, indications of some writings on it as well. Find where I wrote all that stuff down. Anyways, so it basically shows where the Forest of Zarth, which is the place that you came from, and then it goes past the mountains of the Stone Wardens and through the plains of Mytek and towards the desert of Gasha, and it shows the location of a temple at that spot. You notice that the symbol on there kind of resembles that of the one on the holy symbol.
Looks like we're going for an adventure, guys.
It could be
Once
possible.
we get out of the
There is a corridor off to the side which ascend a set of stairs.
Again, I sort of disappear, heading towards the corridor.
Is he going to go eat more rats?
yeah.
I'll eat you first, Krieger.
Please don't, master. I do not taste so well. I don't have enough blood. You already took some.
Yeah.
And
Give it a
now
couple
we're
days.
bonded, Krieger.
You elves are so mean. Up the stairs. Master,
Already gone.
is it safe? I guess we go. Pulls forth his torch, starts heading up the stairs, and it starts kind of twisting and going in a kind of a corkscrew. Rest of you follow behind.
Yes.
And up you make it through. You notice every once in a while there's like a crumbling mass of the wall has come apart here. You kind of step over stuff. There's remains of what look to be people engaged in the battle as you head on up, continuing on and on, continuing on the spiral. And soon enough, you come upon an opening into the light, and above you emerge and you can look down towards what looks to be the streets ahead of the ruined city before you. And down below, you see a concession of those in the robes of yellow, all in strange array. I will show you pictures of those in yellow. There are literally hundreds of these people down below. They seem to be converging at what looks to be a main ruin site. Some sort of like a large, kind of like a pedestal with a couple of weird ornate things floating in the air around it. And they're slowly revolving around the area before it in a circular fashion. And you also notice that they are, taking forth a few of their robed ones and slashing their throats. And then the blood spews on the altar. Off in the distance, you see far, far the moon, one of the many moons of this land, off in the distance. All of a sudden, you feel the earth itself shake, kind of like a quiver. You feel the rocks and everything around you kind of move and pulse asunder. And then there's a sudden stillness, and you hear the cheering of the minions down below as they raise their hands and fall to the ground and start doing some sort of odd kind of worshiping towards the moon. But you notice something strange beyond that moon. You notice that for some strange reason, you almost seem to feel like the moon has gotten closer and closer. And then suddenly, from the horizon, you hear a thunderous sound echo off in the distance. And then suddenly there's these mass, kind of like a stream of what looks to be some sort of things darting out towards the moon, and then suddenly grappling the moon itself, and it starts digging into it and drawing it forth closer and closer to the world. You're seeing this moon start getting larger and larger as it's being drawn by these tendrils that seem to be coming from below the earth. And that's where we'll stop it for now.
Would I know the name of this particular moon?
The moon itself?
Yeah.
It is just known as a moon. Yeah.
Okay. Just I didn't think if there's any significance with this one or any of the others.
So it started to possibly good campaign.
There's a little, they try to get it thrown together for this this session and see where it goes,
You did good.
So if we
But I
have
never
some people,
liked my portrayal of my character.
of course, it'll all solidify as we get, into realizing our characters a little bit more. This is kind of all spur of the moment, of course, and learning your how your character works and everything. It's just the way it is. The first session is always the most weirdest, anyways. Trying to get yourself into character and everything. But if people are interested in a continuation of this, what may happen, we will certainly continue. That would be for sure.
We need your comments.
We'll go for it. So from here on, we're going to continue on with a continuation of our usual Traveler on Sunday nights. So we will end up heading on back to that again. And as far as if it's possible, every second Monday, Gord?
Yeah, it works for me.
Okay, which Monday is your best second Monday then? Would it be this one or one after? If we were to start.
Yeah, so the next, for me, the 17th and 31st will be open.
17th?
Yeah, so tomorrow or 2 weeks.
So we won't have it for tomorrow, but the 31st sounds like it would make a pretty interesting, Halloween, I guess. We can do that.
Halloween special.
More of the moon coming forth, being devoured by the earth.
Seems about right.
Where's Zelda when you need him?
Where's Zelda?
Link.
Link. Yeah. But we can continue that. We'll see what people say as far as if they are interested, and what do you guys think? You'd be interested in continuing on with this campaign, or this series? Okay. Magnus sounds pretty interesting, with his multiple personality, and of course, everybody else. As soon as you start getting your character and getting into it, and everything should fall in line and give you more incentive to play in character. As far as I know it's a little bit weirder, doing the combat and everything, with not the way that things normally are in, say, like Traveler and stuff like that, but there's always defense and there's always attack. So, and of course the players roll for both if people are kind of watching this going, why didn't Rick roll any dice or anything? So, but should be able to go on from here. And
a work in progress, especially for a different game.
Yeah. It's always a different kind of a shake up, with a different system. but people will probably get used to it or ask questions down below. Anyways,
Yep.
so we are at 11:05, so hour and a half. I have a friend of mine who wants to do a bit of talking and stuff, so we will say this will be it for this session tonight, and we will continue on the 31st with the next session here. We'll also have the Traveler session for Sunday. There's also some interest in another player coming in as well, so we'll try and arrange for that as well. Whether or not he'll be able to come in for our Traveler game, or maybe make a character to start in this Cypher system, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, gonna go ahead and end this session with the usual. If you guys feel like signing on and subscribing, go ahead, hit that button. If not, well, just take care and enjoy watching what you can of us. So have a good night, everybody. Subscribe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.